Deroy, what's your reaction to the news of perhaps another delay? Apparently, Dr. Ford not happy with the parameters of what the hearing will look like on Thursday. Your thoughts?
I'm not sure what we can do to satisfy Dr. Ford. The Senate already has allowed her to go through, I think it's now 5 different extensions of these deadlines, starting from Thursday through Friday Friday morning, Friday evening, over the weekend, on Monday. Now she's not happy about the people questioning her. You've heard a lot of people who were victims of sexual abuse make the comment that if she were to be questioned by men, it would be too much of a male-female kind of antagonistic situation. Okay, let's bring a woman in to ask the questions. No, that's not good enough for her either. I think this has gone on long enough. If she wants to show up on Thursday and tell her story, terrific, let's hear it. If she's not prepared to do that, they should move on, vote him out of committee, get him onto the floor, and get him into the U.S. Supreme Court.
Deneen, let me bring you in. The president calls it a con job, just delay and destroy, or resist and obstruct, all of the above. What's your thought?
Well, it's unfortunate that with this whole situation, it has been turned into a circus. Even before the president made the announcement of who his pick was, you had the liberal activists with printed signs. No matter who the person was, they were already ready to resist. And it's really a shame that we're in a culture of it's guilty before proven innocent. Ford has yet to provide any witnesses, where, when, who was there, and for the left and the activists to take this to the level that it has gone to is really outrageous. And what it also tells me is that anyone who is running for a position, running for office, if you happen to be a Republican or conservative, this can happen to you.
That's a good point, Jessica. I used to be innocent until proven guilty. Judge Kavanaugh has been slimed, let's be honest.
Well, this isn't a court of law. This is a job interview. And that's part of the argument that Dr. Ford's legal team is making, that it's a hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary, and the Senate Judiciary should be the ones doing the questioning. Now, that just so ends up for the GOP, and obviously they can change this by more women running and more people of color running. It's 11 white guys that are going to be doing the questioning. That's the dynamic that exists there. That's how they have it. That's certainly not her fault. To Deneen's point, saying that Dr. Ford has put out no details, that's absolutely not true. She said it was the summer of 1982 when she was 15, he was 17. She also said Mark Judge was in the room. Now, Mark Judge has released a statement saying that he doesn't remember this, but subpoena him. And I do agree with what Senator Warren said, which is if you are interested in the integrity of the process and clearing your name, why wouldn't Judge Kavanaugh be the first person calling for an FBI investigation? If he has nothing to hide and he has always treated women with dignity and respect.
Talking of integrity, though, Jessica, why did they sit on the letter from Dr. Ford in the first place for 7 weeks?
Well, she asked for it to be held confidential. I have no idea who leaked it out, but it was Dr. Ford's wishes that this letter never.
Around integrity.
Well, it is also, it's hard to hear it from Judge Kavanaugh as well when it looks like his timeline about his sexual endeavors is being disputed by a Yale classmate. And on top of that, he says he always treated women with dignity and respect. But if you look at his yearbook post, what it said there, it does not seem to be a person who was always so respectful of women. So I think what we can do is hear them both out.
Let's all be judged by what we wrote in our high school yearbooks. What a great standard that is.
But if you attempted, if you are being accused of attempted rape in high school, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and you know what would be also different is if we actually had eyewitnesses come up and say, yes, I saw exactly what Dr. Ford said.
Well, she was alone in the room with him and Mark Judge.
All 4 people dispute what she says and says what party. We didn't even show up at this event.
Deneen, go ahead. Make your point.
And he's been a judge for how many years, and why is this just now coming out? How come no one has come forward until now? I find the timing very suspect, and I think it's a shame what he and his family, his young girls, have gone through with all the threats and the vile comments that are made against them.
Dr. Ford has received death threats and had to relocate her family. She has 2 children.
And then we have
a
second accuser whose story is so flimsy the Times wouldn't even, New York Times wouldn't.
But that's not. Ronan Farrow made it clear yesterday that the reason the Times didn't get the story is because she had agreed to deal exclusively with the New Yorker, with him and Jane Mayer.
Yeah, but they tried to get the story. They talked to apparently dozens of people. None of them couldn't back up. And that is the most anti-Trump newspaper in the country. They would love to have run that story.
And even they
didn't run the story because they couldn't find anybody to back up her story.
Let me ask you this. Deneen, let me go back to you. Should the FBI investigate? Should there be a point here where we say, look, be done with it, bring the FBI in, no matter what you think about the use of the FBI in this situation? Should they put this to rest once and for all?
They've investigated Judge Kavanaugh over the years. What else is there to look for? Again, where is the proof, the credibility from Ford coming forward with these allegations? And she has nothing to back up from what we've seen so far, nothing to back up these allegations.
Jessica?
I disagree,
FBI?
but I disagreed before this as well. Anita Hill had an FBI investigation.
Right, she did.
Followed the same procedure that Clarence Thomas testified first, and then she went. There was a big hoopla that Kavanaugh was going to have to go first. That's how it happened in 1991 as well. I don't see what he's afraid of. He is very clear, and he has been precise about this from the get-go, left no wiggle room whatsoever that this did not happen. What is he afraid of?
And he's had 6 FBI clearances. And when they do that, they talk to everybody practically from your kindergarten teacher on up.
I've had
He's
people
been cleared
contact me and
6
say,
times.
I've gone through that, and it is so thorough.
Very
you go
thorough.
Through it six
Six times.
But you
Found
can
nothing.
say that if this woman, if Dr. Ford never spoke of this before 2012 when she was in couples therapy, and if you listen to psychologists who are talking about this, it is quite common that someone who suffered through a trauma does not talk about it. Do we really all want to be on the record saying Judge Kavanaugh is the victim here? I certainly wouldn't want to. We need to hear from both of them and to get as much information as possible.
Well, if
and
we
the
can,
FBI can
apparently
help
they-
She
us.
should show up. So she
They
ought to
should
show up on
Thursday.
But why not the
Show up on
FBI?
Thursday.
Why can't the FBI do an investigation? Why?
They've already investigated him.
But they
6
haven't
times.
investigated
He
his
has a
allegations.
calendar. He's got his calendar from 1992,
He has his
which shows
calendar,
he
but he
wasn't
doesn't
around
have his
in the summer
emails
of
from a few
82.
years ago.
And
That's
and,
ridiculous.
apparently
He
was
marked-
not at this event.
Oh, mom and dad.
Over and over. He has physical
Mom and dad
evidence. He
out
has
of
exculpatory
town.
physical
Went
evidence.
and maybe
She's
tried to
shown
rape
nothing other than
somebody.
her own single story.
should have the
with
hearing,
nobody backing
make
her
the
up.
decision, move
And you
on.
ought to show up on Thursday and tell us
We
what
have
happened.
to move on.
We'll see if she shows up.
Yes.
Show up on Thursday and
This
talk.
is-
That's what she ought to do. That's
We'll
the
have
best
to
thing
leave
to
it
do.
there. Folks, Deneen, Deroy, Jessica, take a deep breath. We have to move on.